Are you driving while we're doing this?
Well, I feel like it was going in and out, so I feel like I should get lower down, and then I'm gonna. Okay, I think that's better.
I mean,
No, no, it is one more bar. Hang on.
okay.
Pray there's no car. Okay, I'm good. Pulling over. Good old Pacific Northwest. Ah, okay. This is a first. All right, guys.
How was it there? It was so hot here today.
Oh, was it?
That started out really nice, and then like somewhere around the middle of the day, it just got like an Eloise. I had a tennis. Listen, this is my horrible life. I played a little bit of golf in the morning, and then I had a tennis match, and then Eloise like insisted that she take that we roller skate back from her school, which means I had to roller skate there
Grant.
and back.
Hey, that's so freaking cute. Are you kidding me? Oh my god,
It was great. It was great, but boy, I was exhausted by the time I got back. And it was like the third clothing change I made because I was soaking wet.
Oh my god, she sounds hilarious.
Oh, she's the best. I love Atlanta, but it can get hot here.
Yeah, I know. I forget that when because I'm in Washington right now, and I mean, like Williams playing football first year. I'm like, how does he do that with all that gear in that heat? His first practice, he said he threw up 11 times.
Oh my god,
buddy! Yeah, just so hot. Yeah,
here or there?
Atlanta. Yeah.
Atlanta. Why are you back there? I never quite understand what's happening with you.
I know. I don't really either. I did a movie here. I just finished a little movie, and it was so weird, Grant, because like when do we ever film in our home state? Except for I guess LA. But I kept like with all the crew and stuff, I literally felt like I was in Canada. Because that's what it feels like to shoot in Canada. But it was fun. So I did that.
It a Canadian crew?
No, but I'm not used to filming here at all. And I didn't know anybody.
They don't film there, right?
But and then no, they don't.
What was the movie?
It was like a little was kind of doing it as a favor to this new director, but it was cute. It was about a girl wrestler who wants to wrestle. She's really, really good and can't because no one wants to wrestle her. She's a girl, like typical thing. But anyway, it's like a 4-part movie, and I play the school principal. Just yeah. Yep. And then my both kids have graduated from college, so they are home, and then switching rooms around and getting the house settled, and then I'll go back to Atlanta.
Well, as you can see, I've been delegated to the spare room. Office. Eloise has a friend over in there playing Mario Kart, so, where it normally would be is chaotic.
And so you're, I mean, I can tell you're like full on dad mode. So your wife's working in LA?
I am Mr. Mom all the way.
That's so great.
She's in LA making the money.
Yeah.
I'm here playing golf and tennis and taking care of my daughter. I don't want it to change.
Yeah.
It's so good. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Really cool.
How are you, Jerry?
I'm good. I feel like I'm kind of in the way, but
my gosh,
really it is funny how easy. The funny thing is, we didn't hang out when we were on the show,
right?
Well, but it's amazing how easy it is to hang out with you and everybody else that I've been hanging out with.
I know, and you know what? I just got off the Place, so I just saw all the girls, and sorry, I'll roll that up. And I thought, I'll go home because I'll probably get better internet again. And I still didn't. So then I zipped out. But I know what you mean. Like, well, we're older and less stressed maybe. And I'm still stressed, but I don't know.
I don't get along with everybody like this. Mostly I'm like, yeah, okay. See you later. Yeah. There's a big wall around me.
So
you're all inside of it.
So guys, we're not officially started yet. So let me do a quick intro, and then you guys could just continue as. I mean,
well, you're gonna cut it. You can cut it anyway. Oh, wait,
I am, but I don't think you want me to leave. I mean, I could. I mean,
you put anything you say, anything I'm saying, you can put in.
Okay.
Anything.
Okay. Well, let's do the official intro and get it in there anyway, and then we will proceed. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us once again to 90's to Now. I am Jerry Strauss. You are here we are here. We're all here together, and we're here to celebrate the stuff we love from the 90s. And we are here to celebrate not only some of our favorite people from one of our favorite shows from the 90s, but also one of the coolest events for fans of the 90s. Our guests will both be appearing at the upcoming 90s Con in Daytona, Florida, September 13th, 14th, 15th. Of course, you know them from the most infamous apartment building in TV lore, Melrose Place. Josie Bissett, Grant Show, you're here. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Hey, Jerry. Good to see you again.
And look, full disclosure, because we've been on here for like 10, 15 minutes now, and the camaraderie clearly between this cast, I mean, it's just it's almost like the microphones are incidental. Like, this is just a conversation. You guys really have a strong bond, like that whole Melrose cast, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was just kind of commenting on it. And it's not like we see each other very often. Like, there was 20 years went by and I hardly saw I don't think I saw anybody.
Right.
And then, like, recently we've been just, a lot of stuff going on because of the 90s Con, and another signing that I went to last year. And the girls have Still the Place podcast, and there's some discussion about us getting together for something. So we've all kind of like reconnected in the last year or so, and I've been amazed at how easy it is. And when we were on the show, I mean, we hung out while we were at work, but we didn't see each other when we weren't at work, other than maybe Courtney and Andrew and Laura and me for a while. You know what I mean? That's about it. I didn't hang out with anybody. Oh no, Daphne and I went. We used to.
Motorcycle. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we were. Yeah, I was just talking to the girls about that. We were really just like, for me, I was married. I'd just gotten married at 21. Started the show at 20. I got married Friday. Started the show Monday, and then that was sort of the start of my life. And we just worked hard, though, right? We did.
We did. We did. It was a lot of work. Wait a minute, you got married on the Friday and then came to work on the Monday?
Yes.
But I didn't even know that. Like, how did I not know that?
Well, I know, right? Because it was like, it's such a whirlwind too. I mean, obviously you plan a wedding way in advance, and then I got this big show. Well, and so that was, and I was in the first scene of the first show, or with Thomas. It was like, God, who would have known, right?
Right.
But yeah, we just kind of, I think that's the thing. We worked super hard, and I think the age we were at, it's not like we were like, oh, let's go out to bars or whatever. We were just young adults, just working and having our own lives, I suppose, right?
I mean, I went to plenty of bars and clubs after I was off the show, but while we were on the show, maybe there just wasn't time.
I think so. Yeah, because you know what, Grant, remember, I mean, we did so many, and then we'd have like 2 or 3 months off, and it was that time when all the networks, the big networks, did all the TV movies, and we'd all get like 2 or 3 offers. Pick one, and then we'd work. We'd do a TV movie, and then we'd go back on the show.
Right. It wasn't 2 months. It was 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh!
6 weeks off. We had maybe 3 weeks for Christmas, but then it was 6 weeks off for our break. Because I remember, like, back in the day, they would take over 4 weeks to shoot one of those movies. They take like,
that's right,
12 days now. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
12 days. Can you even believe they can get it done?
Yeah, it's insane. But and then we would, exactly. And they'd offer you stupid money to do some dumb, stupid movie. You had to do it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, I look back on something, I'm like, that was garbage. But they paid me that much money. Holy crap.
Those were good times, right? Like, there weren't so many networks. Life was different. People got together to watch shows, which is why Melrose is what it is, and the nostalgia around it. And we're lucky to get to like experience that. No social media, like, very different.
It really feels like that entire generation of the stars that people loved back then, like you guys, are all kind of reconnecting now, like amidst this nostalgia. It's it's the conventions, everyone's getting back together. Then it's, hey, let's do a podcast. And these podcasts are all becoming a hit. You mentioned you were just on Still the Place. And I know that you were on as well, Grant. So everyone reconnecting there. And then it just becomes like everyone kind of gets back in each other's lives a little bit around now. And it seems like that's happening to you guys, which is awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like, is that just cyclical? Did that happen to the people that were on 80s shows 10 years ago? Or is it something unique to like our time? Because there are very few TV and movie stars anymore. It's like the people that have taken that place are the influencers or your TikTokers, and they don't. I mean, some of them are around for a while, but they kind of cycle through real fast. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so many different content options now that there's not this, these millions of people watching a show sitting around together on a Monday night or a Wednesday night or whatever the case may be, and then talking about it all at the same time the next day. That's not
our ratings were like 28 million, every week, and we were never in the top 10 for the week. So people used to really watch the same stuff at the same time.
Yeah, that's wild to think about, right? Wow.
You were a hit. You're definitely a hit at my college. I'll tell you that. Everyone gathered around in rooms. That was like a big thing for you guys, I think. The college set.
Yep, I hear that a lot,
Yeah. We knew it then too. As a matter of fact, the price of advertising, like for a minute or half a minute of, for commercial time was structured around what the Nielsen rating was. And everyone knew that our Nielsen rating was lower than the actual number of people watching because there were so many Melrose Place watch parties that our time sold before anybody else's. Like our time got snapped up.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I didn't realize that. Never thought about that.
Can you imagine how large you would have been on social media, though, with all those individuals?
I know.
I'm so glad it wasn't there. I don't want any of that. Like,
yeah, it would have changed. I feel like it would have changed everything. I mean, I felt like I could still live. Like we were on. It was such a hit, but I feel because people say like, "What was it like? Was it popular? Could you even go anywhere?" It was like, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, we get recognized, but
you kind of could and you kind of couldn't. Like you couldn't. Like the truth is, you couldn't go out to a bar. Because you get mobbed.
Yeah.
And you could go to your grocery store, but when you traveled, there would always be people following you through the airport, and it was a lot. It was a lot.
It's so funny. I have like this phobia, and I think it's from that of grocery stores. Like I hate going to the grocery store. I go in and I like just stand there and I freeze, like forget cost. I can't. So thank God for delivery services. But yeah, I've got some phobia around going to grocery stores.
I go to the grocery store every day. I treat it like my pantry.
That's awesome.
What do I want right now? Let me go down to the store and see what there is.
Well, guys, I want to ask about 90's Con because I know you're both headed there. And Josie, when you were on the show last time, I think, if I remember correctly, you were headed to what may have been one of your first or maybe your first conventions ever. And this was this in the Pittsburgh area earlier this year, last year?
Was that the first one you went to? The one I went to as well? It was my first one as well.
Yeah.
So, and I remember sort of speculating about what's it going to be like. This is brand new territory. What was that experience like for you guys?
I liked it. I mean, I really loved talking to the people. I thought they were so nice. Like there were, and Daphne warned us. She's like, there's going to be times when no one will be in your line, and don't feel weird about that because that's just how it is. And it does feel like Grant and I would look at each other like, okay, we're just sitting here. But, I'd see people, this one woman, I remember she was like, she was looking at me and she was thinking, she was thinking, oh, she must be uncomfortable. She might not have been, but she was so sweet. She came up and was like, I don't want an autograph, but I just wanted to say hi since you were just sitting here by yourself. And it's just like,
you had a pity fan.
I got a big fan, but that's what I mean. Like super kind people who want to be there, and that's why I'm excited for the 90's because that's us. Like it's going to be so great. People who who love the show specifically, and our demographic, I'm assuming. So yeah, so I'm excited, and just having Laura there this time as well, and Heather's coming.
I think Heather's coming as well, right? And then are there any other? Is any other guys coming?
No.
So it's
That's you. You're going to be popular.
you, Daphne, Laura, Heather, and myself.
And then I think Brooke Langton.
Oh, right. And I never knew Brooke on the show, but I knew Brooke. She dated a friend of mine, so I knew Brooke socially after the show was over.
Oh, was that right? Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to see her. I have no idea what she's been up to. I know she has a baby.
Grant, are you excited for this thing based on your past?
Yeah. I have no idea what to expect. I mean, is it the same as the thing we went to before? Is it
I
think that's bigger? Are there events? Like, what's happening? What else happens besides us signing autographs?
It's pretty. I mean, there's going to be the big Q&A sessions. I assume that they're doing one with you guys. And it's just a mass of people. There's all sorts of events and games for them to play, all sorts of 90s themed stuff all over the place. But the big focus, of course, is you. So there are going to be lions. I don't expect a lot of downtime for you guys during this thing.
There's going to be lions?
Lion. Well, there's going to be lions. There may or may not be lions. That I cannot.
Wait. I'd love to see some lions.
You are going to see some costumes. I guarantee you that. You're going to see some.
Oh, yeah. There weren't that many, though.
Well, not as many as I expected last one. I thought that
were a lot more normal than I expected as well.
Same.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, isn't it more like the Star Wars or Star Trek kind that attract certain costumes, or
possibly? I mean, a lot of these conventions have like cosplay contests where they encourage people to dress up.
There's a big one of those here. It's like it's like fantasy, sci-fi, and not even sci-fi. I think it's fantasy, like in wizardry and that kind of like con. And it's here once a year, and I see people walking around. My daughter really wants to go. She says, "I want to go to that one." Like,
cute. Take her.
Well,
roller skate in.
Yeah.
Well, guys, people are excited to see you at this thing, but they are also excited to be watching you now. And we announced that you guys were coming a while ago, and we got flooded with questions and comments, and people just excited to see you on the show. Grant, see you back on the show, Josie. You want to do a quick round of some questions that people had for you guys?
Sure.
All right, let's try and filter through some of these. Our buddy Katrina Walko, she's a practically VIP, so we are going to include a couple of things that she wanted to ask. I always wanted to know what was their favorite episodes of Melrose Place. Do each of you have a favorite episode?
I have two. Mine, one of them, well, my favorite scene, I don't know if it's my favorite episode, was the scene, one of my favorite scenes is the wedding dress scene where Jane and Sydney fight, and then we fall in the pool together, because we had to do that in one take. And it worked, thank God. So that was great. And then I really love the storyline when Jane got raped, or he tried to rape me, Richard. And Laura or Sydney and Jane like hit him on the head with the shovel or whatever, and then we bury him alive. Right. And then that was the season finale when the hand comes up. Yeah. I love that storyline just because Laura and I was one of the first storylines we had together where we actually got along. We weren't bickering and stuff. So that was fun. Yeah.
It's so weird how I don't remember the show very much. I'll watch an episode and like watch myself doing things. And I'm like, no memory.
Isn't that the weirdest thing
at all?
Great. It's like you don't even know you're there. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess the episode that I do remember shooting is when my boat blew up, and we were out in the bay up there in like Ojai.
Oh, ooh.
Was it Ojai's inland? Whatever that town is up there, Ventura. Up in Ventura.
Oh, yes.
We used to shoot up there all the time.
In Oxnard, yeah, that's right.
In Oxnard.
Yep.
And we were out in the ocean, like in the middle of the night, bobbing around, shooting this scene. It was crazy.
That's cool. That's fun. Grant, you were really, really good too when you had the son. I think I told you that before.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was a beautiful episode. I don't what it was like a son you had that you didn't know
Yeah.
about or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that too. I remember the kid. I felt bad for that kid. No, because I don't think kids should be working. It's like my daughter wants to go work right now. She's like, I
Yeah.
want to act. I want to act. Like, yeah, you can act. Community theater play. You can act at high school plays. You can,
Yeah.
there's stuff you can do, but you're not going and getting a job. It's like
Right.
that's what grown-ups do. You're a kid.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's nice though. Yeah, to have her do theater first to really get that's great. That's good.
Cool.
Good parenting.
Thank you.
Katrina's second question is, do you guys have any favorite special guests that came through the show? So many people came in for either an episode or just like a few episodes, a stint, people who popped in and out. Anybody that sticks in your mind?
Yeah, I'm really just terrible. I'm like kind of blanking on his name. The guy who played my brother. Wasn't it Dan?
Dan Cortez.
Dan Cortez.
Oh,
Yeah, I really like Dan.
yes.
That was
he-
great. I really enjoyed working with him.
Oh
And I
yeah.
enjoyed those. And I remember those scenes. Remember him and I fought, like fighting and going crashing off of a building, falling
Right.
like 3 stories or something. I think that's how he died. He broke my fall.
Of course he did. Oh, that's funny. I remember Donna Mills. She played my mom, but can't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Good question.
You
Yeah.
got to remember your mom. So
Yeah.
All right. Spelling Manor would like to know, this is a question for both of you. What do you wish you did differently with your character? So I think we're going to expand this to either a choice that you made in playing your character, or maybe something creative that you wish had been done with your character.
Yeah. Well, I'll just speak first. Mine, I was talking about this a little bit on Still the Place, but I was really new to acting, and I was 21, and all of it was new. Especially like, I don't know, feeling with a lot of other, like Grant had been to like theater school. I mean, funny, I've learned so much about you, Grant, after the show, and done so much. And so for me, Jane was so like, played, I guess the doormat, and had a lot of emotional stuff.
Yeah.
And I know it was written that way, but I was just so young, so maybe it worked out the way it should have, because that's who Jane was. But it, now I might bring more strength to her, and less crybaby, I guess. I'm not really sure,
That's funny. I never saw her that way. So,
Okay.
we all actors, it's like we perceive ourselves in such a biased way whenever we watch
Yeah.
ourselves. But and I had been working for 10 years before I got that job.
Yeah.
But I tell you, my answer is the same. I wish I had been, and I think I guess any actor that's worth their salt is going to say this. Like, I've gotten so much better over the years, and I wish that I had the skill, ability, wisdom, years on me that I have now, so I could just kind of bring more depth to the guy, and also be more relaxed in it, and like not try so hard.
Yeah, I feel and that's life, right? Like I even wish that I felt more comfortable in because I was so new to it all. I couldn't really like, I think you guys all went to like Marie Callender's for lunch. I never went. Like, I didn't even know you guys went. I think I might have
I thought
went.
you didn't go because you were like vegetarian or some kind of like almost vegan-y at the time. That's why I
No,
thought you weren't going.
no, I guess. I mean, I was like painfully shy. I don't think people really knew that, because I was just, you have to be on, you have to get through it, right? But I mean, that's like, life. Like, I wish I could do it now with who I am now and the growth that I am, but that's 30 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's like, there's songs about it.
That's right. Yeah.
Did it feel like that changed over the years, though? Over the, I mean, because you were both on the show for quite a long time. over the seasons, did you find yourself feeling a bit more in that comfort zone with the character and with being on the show, or was there also more stress because the show was just getting bigger and bigger?
For me, I just kind of gave up. I sort of felt like the first year or so, I kind of felt a little bit like an actor just bouncing off the walls, trying, because it's so hyper what's happening, and
Yeah.
if you're playing it for any kind of like if this really happened to somebody, they're gonna have a certain kind of emotional life that they're living. It's going to be way in the heck up here. It just doesn't work to do that every single week. And eventually, I just kind of gave up on it and just tried to make it easy. That's what I. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how other people survived it.
Well, you were written because I'm still in the beginning. You had, and it worked though. Like your anger stuff in the beginning, it had to play that this just guy with this angst and anger, and I felt like you totally pulled it off. But then if you're saying, you gave that up a little bit, I think that's perfect, because that's what a real person would do too.
Maybe eventually, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like when I was doing it and watching it, I was cringing the whole time.
I know.
But now I watch it now, and I'm like, that was not bad. That was not bad.
Yeah.
That was all right. I buy that. I buy that, and some of it was good. But that's what I mean by I wish I had my knowledge and wisdom now to I guess sort of accept ourselves more. Myself.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just what comes with age, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Circle of life,
absolutely,
so to speak.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to try and get a few more of these in. I know that we're running long on time, but I have to ask this because this is the weirdest question for any episode, perhaps, that I've gotten in months. Affectionate Cheek would like to know, please ask Josie why she chose to pronounce the word design de-zine. I'm willing to bet there are many other fans who want to know this. Is this something that you did? I do not remember this.
I know. Design?
Design? I'm not sure.
Design.
Did you pronounce design weird?
maybe design or design.
Maybe you know what? I think maybe they're trying to say instead of design, it was design. You were really hitting that D-E-E.
Yeah. I don't know. I just did. Yeah.
Oh.
It was my Seattle accent.
They design things up there?
Lots of designing going on.
All right. Well, this is a good question for both of you. What was with the quote-unquote 2-week Jane and Jake romance that quickly fell apart? Any reason it was such a short tease in season 3? Did the writers or significant others at the time not like it? What was
I don't know why. And listen, this is probably way more than I should be sharing. You were the only woman I was nervous about doing scenes with, because it just I found you so attractive, and it was so I don't know.
And we didn't have a lot together either.
We didn't.
Yeah.
So she was the only of all the women I worked with on the show. I was like, oh my god, I have to do a scene with her. Don't make a fool of yourself.
Oh my god, I felt the same. Yeah, I don't know. The writers write so far in advance, so I have to look back and see what that twist.
I have no idea why it was so quick. They must not have liked it.
Well,
maybe it was a way out of a storyline and into another. That who knows?
If I remember correctly, it felt sort of to me. It honestly, if I vaguely remember this, but it did feel to me like they just didn't like the spark. There wasn't, and maybe it's because I was so nervous.
No, it didn't seem that way to me. I'm curious to go back and look at that. I wonder what season that was.
He said 3.
It was season 3. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a question for you, Grant, and I am going to assume this one may be from England. It's from a Lifesaver 29. Who was your favorite mate on the show? And they're saying mate.
Pal, friend, yeah.
I don't know if they mean pal, friend, or if they mean mate. So maybe give us an answer for each.
We didn't really hang out, so and I I guess it probably would have been, if you're talking about guys, Andrew, but Laura and I lived together for 3 years. So,
Oh,
it would be
right.
Laura, really.
Yeah.
I think it was 3
Yeah.
years. About
You
What
and
about-
you and Courtney, I would always look at you guys when we had like group scenes, and you guys would be out off in the corner in the little chatting away, and I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like you guys just talk and talk.
Well, we were the oldest, weren't we?
Yeah, I don't know.
We were the oldest, which doesn't seem like it, but like, when you're 30 and everyone else is 25 or 21,
You have more to talk about. Yeah.
All right. Well, look, we're gonna end this with one question for both of you again, and you guys can be as vague about this as you need to be. I think you may or may not have alluded to it earlier, Grant, but the word is out. I mean, there has been articles written, there has been things stated that there is a Melrose Place revival, reboot, call it what you will, in the works. Details are sketchy, but if the revival does go forward, what would you, first of all, what would your interest be in being a part of it? And second of all, if you have any familiarity with the 2009 revival or reboot or whatever you would call it, would you want that to be included, or would you want that to be sort of retconned and just do something that focuses on the original show and reviving that?
2009 was the one with the kids, right?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
one.
I didn't like that one. I didn't think that was very good. Yeah.
You can't
Although
reboot
I do-
Melrose with not the cast. Like it just doesn't. It
Yeah,
just work.
but
Yeah.
I did watch it, and I have to say, and I think some of those kids are great. I
Really
like
talented. Yes.
So
I
nothing
agree.
against them, but
Yeah.
I always thought this about Melrose Place: the casting and the writing, and just the whole thing that kind of came together was this weird kind of kismet that I can't explain why it worked,
Yep.
but it did.
Grant,
And then when I watched that, I didn't do the
Yeah.
2009
That's
because
right.
it was like, I just finished doing the other one. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
But I watched it, and when I watched it, anytime the original cast members were together, it sparked. And
Yeah.
so there's something about this group of people that is interesting to watch together. And I don't know what that is.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what I think would be interesting about doing it again.
Yes.
How do you get like these people that are all in their 50s now to be, when this show was so youth oriented, how you cross that bridge? I don't know, but I am interested in seeing what happens when these people are back together again.
I agree. I mean, I think who wants to watch, a lot of people, I think, just as far as like, we still have that demographic, we still have that fan base, and our demographic might be like, God, what do we watch now? Like there's nothing. Personally, I don't even know what to watch. I just want to watch documentaries because to follow a show, I don't even know what show to pick. And I think we need that. I think we need to bring that back for people that want to sit and watch something like Melrose Place. And I would absolutely be interested. Of course.
Yeah, so would I.
We all are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's such a perfect time in all of our lives. I can't believe everybody's available and would do it. And you're so spot on about the show. And I was talking to the girls on Still the Place. Sorry, car's been by. That like things, the show, like the timing of the show, the writing, the cast, but the chemistry, like for a show to make it, everything has to align perfectly. And it just did. And I think that's super rare. And I think Aaron Spelling has a lot to do with that, with how he just knows when he's casting. Like he just knows what's going to hit.
Right.
So,
yeah. And I think it's a testament to the star power of all of you guys that people are so excited to go to something like 90's Con and go and get up close and personal with you because they love the show, but they love you guys. And that's what they're going to be doing in Daytona. September 13th, 14th, and 15th. It's going to be a big old Melrose Place reunion along with so many other stars that y'all love from your favorite 90s shows, movies, music, etc., etc., etc. So we know we get to see you there. Hopefully we'll get to see you guys in this mysterious project that hopefully will happen in the not too distant future. And hopefully we get to see you guys back in that familiar apartment building real soon. So
It'd be fun.
Be fun.
Really would be.
Looking forward to that. And looking forward to 90's Con. And thank you guys so much for stopping by before we come to the event. And yeah, thanks again.
Are you going to be down there?
I am going to try to be down there.
I
I'm
hope
working.
so.
We
stop by and say hello, or we'll look for you.
Definitely.
That's another thing to look forward to. Actually, I think they'll probably do it there. They usually do it at these. They have an actual press event, like a red carpet type deal.
Oh,
so yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Well, I
I can't wait to see you, Grant.
I'm looking forward to seeing you too. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thanks, Jerry.
And thank you all for joining us here. 90's to Now. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.